I didn't even feel that there is anything stressful. I thought that everything is okay.
You know, I'm authorizing you to enter. I know it sounds like not necessarily important, but it's very important for you to not be here if I'm not with you. So this is the plane that we'll be flying today, and I'll do the pre-flight inspection. So as you can see, it's not too big, but it doesn't matter. So on the day when you start with a plane, you start from adjusting your seat. I would say that's like number one for me. So, and number two is just to check the maintenance release. So it's a special document issued by the Australian Government Civil Aviation Safety Authority. So the most important is when it does expire. So it does expire next year, or if you're going to reach 3376.7 hour, which is something that we've got to check. And also I've got to check whether someone signed it off. No one signed it off before me. It means that I'm flying the plane, and as a pilot I can sign it off, but I need to kind of start the inspection first. So it's 3297.333. Okay, so we still have 100 hours, which is enough for this plane. The second step, what I do, I'm checking the lights. So these are like 2 strobe lights on each side. So that's just for our visibility. And I switch it off because I want to make sure that we've got enough juice in the battery, because there's a little battery there. I'm checking the oil, which is extremely important again in the plane. So this is dry sump sports engine, which means that the oil is always in the engine. There's a little dipstick, and also there's a coolant. So I usually just shake a little bit, touch the coolant bottle to make sure that the coolant is between the minimum and maximum. And in order to bring the oil in the dry sump system up is to actually rotate the prop. And when I do that, I also physically inspect the prop. And I anticipate a sound of oil coming up to the reservoir, which sounds a little bit like a gargling sound. And maybe you could hear that, but the oil came to the reservoir, and we've got 3/4, and the oil is very clean and clear, which is perfect. Closing the cap and locking the cap, and I want to hear the click, like just observing if everything looks nice and good inside. Number 3 point is to check the nose wheel, because some people they land on the nose wheel, which is incorrect technique. So I'm checking the landing gear, checking the brake meat, the strut. It's like pretty much, you know, everything is just like physical contact with the plane. And I'm checking the wing. If there was like any structural damage to the plane, I wouldn't be able to do that. So usually I just like bounce the plane, you know, up and down to see whether the opposite wing goes down and this one goes up. Because if it doesn't, it means that something is cracked. So I just remove the control lock, so now I can move the surfaces of the plane. So this is called flaperon. So it's a flap and aileron in one. So I'm trying to observe whether everything is moving exactly as it should. I'm checking the structural consistency of the wing. If there's no cracks, no obvious damage. And there's a special pin. I'm checking if the pin is in position and whether everything moves as it should. Then I'm checking the underbelly of the plane. Everything looks like it's intact. And this is called elevator. So I'm testing the elevator for its maximum range of motion. And what's very important on the plane is to make sure that elevator kind of panel does not scratch the tail of the plane, because it would mean that something has happened before, or like the previous pilot maybe did something wrong or maybe something else happened. This is called trim. So I'm also during that check, I'm checking whether the trim travels twice as fast as the elevator. And this is called the rudder. So I'm not moving the rudder, but I'm just checking whether, you know, there's everything all right with the rudder. There's no obvious damage. Same on the other side. Trim goes faster than the elevator, which is good. There's no obvious damage, no cracks, everything's fine. Checking if there is a pin. There is a pin which locks. I'm checking the movement of the aileron. It's all good. Checking the strut. These two tubes are called pitot tubes, and you know that tube actually indicates the speed and altitude of the plane. Again, the strut, the undercarriage, and the meat on the brake, and pretty much the brake itself. I need to dip the plane. We already dipped the oil and it was 3/4. The flight will be from Wailua to Wailua. We've opened the video. Let me try that again. And because it's 36 liters, it's kind of the requirement to always check the fuel regardless, whatever is written there. So I'm opening the wing. So there are 2 tanks in each wing. So in this one I've dipped around 15 liters. And in this there's 25 here, which kind of tells me that it should be 40 altogether, but it would mean that in one wing there's almost nothing, so I'll just refill it. Just hoping that the swell will go away, because at the moment you see when the sock is pretty straight, both are pretty straight, it's gonna be well, it's still doable, we can fly, but it will be like very easy to take off but very hard to to land. So here are the aviation headphones. So in case if something happens during the flight and you know you're gonna rip the cable off, you connect to these 2 sides. These are, and you just grab firmly by the plug. There are 2 different sizes. So one is for mic, one is for speaker. I also have my own headset here, a little bit more kind of advanced because it's got the noise cancellation, because I really need to listen what these people are talking about. So I'm happy with the condition of the plane. So there's one aspect that you need to remember. So just make sure that you put the belt inside and don't jam it between the door and yourself. And also I'll be the last person to check the door. Don't check after me, because each time when you check after me, I have to check again. So I'll be the last person to check the door. The only control you have in the plane is this. So this is the ventilation. With your finger. Okay. I guess if everything is clear, there's no questions. So the refilling process is pretty much like everything that you saw in your life. You just go to the Bowser, get the card. Could you hold on to it?
Yeah.
And this is just the ground. So just in case if you know the plane was electrostatically charged, we need to ground it, and also have parachuters there. And this is something that lots of people forget to do. You need to check if there's no water. And you check, because water is lighter than fuel, and we just Okay.
Clear prop.
So we'll walk there. Ready? Alright, so
Yeah, we've done it. Yeah, I can see the storm. Oh yeah, okay. Cool, yeah.
I couldn't see.
I didn't know what to expect, so I thought that it was all good.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't like tempted.
No, but that's very good, yeah. At least we know at the bottom of it. But still, it was very cool. Short one, but I still enjoyed it a lot.
For safety, you know, unfortunately, like yesterday, like
That's not a problem. I think that she might be even happy about it.
yeah, that I see like in this.
Can I open it up? I mean,
Wszyscy wracają. Wszyscy, słyszysz? Wszyscy
No,
na radio?
no, no.
Wszyscy wrócili do szkoły.
So unfortunately this was the short one because of the storm coming in a second. You can see it just over there, over the plane, and basically everyone is coming back to the base, to the airfield. So I didn't even feel that there is anything stressful. I thought that everything is okay.
Chyba też tutaj przybyliśmy w dobrym momencie.